shakalaka boom, and welcome back to the Crypto Power Hour, the #1 crypto show on Rumble, of course, powered by our friends over at Solum Global, with your host, the Crypto Bros, myself, Lance Migliaccio, and my co-host, George Valentine, my ride or die. And of course, this is your ultimate deep dive into everything crypto, blockchain, and decentralized finance. And I don't care whether you're a seasoned investor or a newbie just stepping into the world of digital assets for the very first time. We're going to bring you expert insights, top interviews, exciting new projects, and breaking news. And of course, game-changing innovations shaping the future of digital finance. Because on this show, in crypto, we trust. George B. Did I make you laugh? The boom shaka. I was trying to get a little laugh out of you with the boom shakalaka boom.
No, you did not. It's too early in the morning.
Whoa, I know it's 7 a.m. here, but think about me, bro. It's 5 a.m. I've been up since about 4 a.m. Trying to get everything locked.
I'm sorry. I have to be selfish and I have to come first and think about myself right now.
I see that. You know, that's the key thing, selfishness.
If I
selfishness.
If I worried about everybody else and not worried about myself, then I decline very rapidly. I've learned from my past that I have to come first. That's it. You don't like it, Lance?
Are you trying to say that I'm not treating you at 4 Street?
I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just letting you know. That's the way it goes in my life. It's a little hurtful, and I think the key word is selfishness. But that's okay. I'm going to let it go because it's early, and maybe you're just struggling with the time zone. It's a little hurtful, he goes. I knew you were freaking soft. All right, let's go.
With the people that I care about, with the people that I actually like, I'm not the same. And you guys know this on the show.
Don't start. This is Crypto Power, bro. They want to know about crypto. They don't want to know about your feelings.
I'm going to say this to the audience very quickly.
Hold on.
Let me go solo.
Yeah, you can do this solo. I don't want to be on this one.
Yeah. And I'll say this to the audience. I'm not extremely sensitive with people. I'm kind of a hardened guy, but I'm sensitive with my animals, as an example. Extremely hypersensitive. But when it comes to the people I care about, I'm extremely sensitive. So I'm probably a conditioned response. As you get older, you guys know you've been harmed or hurt, or somebody's taking advantage of you. And I think you get it's kind of like Pavlov's dog. They ring that dinner bell, and you've already heard the dinner bell before. So yeah, and I care about you. So yeah, I actually do take that as a personal. With you, I do. All right, let's get to it, baby, because you know how we roll here on the Crypto Power Hour. We love our crypto, but yeah, we're diversification guys. We love the stock market, and we love our gold and silver. And the guys we go to are the guys over at Genesis Gold Group. And you're like, what are you holding up, Lance? I did the show the first time. It's the 62.2 gram prepper bar. And if you see and take a look as I tilt the bar, it's perforated and very easily broken down into 3 different denominations. There's a small and medium and large. And you're saying, Lance, why do I need that? I've got some gold and silver at my house. I've got some gold 1-ounce coins. I've got some 10-ounce bars. Okay, well, here's the problem. What are you going to do if you have to make a payment smaller than the denomination of that coin? What are you going to do? Carry around some tin snips, maybe a hacksaw? Nope. You're going to carry the prepper bar in your wallet, keep it in your gun safety or safety deposit box. Why? Because you break off that small piece to make a payment. Because let's face it, your credit cards could be not working. The U.S. dollar, who knows what the hell's going to happen to that thing? We don't even know if there's any gold in Fort Knox. But having some prepper bars on hand helps you. And I don't care whether it's diversification or asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or in the case of the prepper bar, it's extremely and unique utility for barter and trade. Perfect gift. Nobody's going to be unhappy when they open up a silver or gold prepper bar and say, oh, I can't believe you got me gold or silver. No, they're going to be, man, thanks a lot. I'm going to hold on to this in case I need it. People have held their gold and silver for generations. I've done it. George does it. Other families do it. And now you can do it too. Get over to thebigmigbar.com. That's right, thebigmigbar.com. Have a backup plan just in case. Or you can use that QR code. You don't have to remember the name. That'll take you right to the website, but don't go there now. And hold on a minute. Of course, I've got promo codes for you. I want you to save money. Thebigmigbar.com. And you're going to use promo code BigMigSilver. That's going to get you 10% off on the silver. Or you're going to use Big Mig Gold, and that's going to get you 5% off on the gold. Or you can call them at 888-526-7154, 888-526-7154. Thebigmigbar.com.
Break me off a piece of that prepper bar.
All right. So we're ready to rock and roll. You know the drill. Hit a thumbs up, hit a comment, get in the chat. Don't be shy. Thousands of you tuning in. We should have thousands of more followers every single day. We're the most watched crypto show on Rumble. God bless you guys, and thank you for doing that for us. We really do appreciate the support. Of course, if you can do a paid subscription for $5 a month, it's a great way to say thank you. You're helping me understand crypto. or if you want to give us a Rumble Rant tip, or you can send George 10 or 20 Bitcoin in our Rumble wallet, or you can send us whatever crypto. We'd love to have any of it. And if you'd like to be a guest on this show, hit us up at info@thebigmig.com. We're always looking for great projects, great leadership from great companies, real world asset companies, blockchain, you name it. So I got to tell you, this story we're going to lead with here, it put a smile on my face, George.
Sure it did. It put a smile on my face because we always talk about the importance of security with crypto mistakes. And finally, like, we see the FBI doing something about it. I mean, I was like, while I was reading this story, I'm like, whoa, they did what? They created a fake crypto token launch? I mean, kudos to the FBI for doing this.
I got to say, I'm going to say it. I love your style on this one, FBI, because at the end of the day, the guys that are pig butchering, the guys that are hacking, and the guys that are creating fake apps and Apple approving apps, or they're creating counterfeit cold storage wallets, F you to all you guys. Because you're hurting the market, and I don't like it because I want a big market. George and I are investing in crypto, and we want a big market. We want to be successful. We want our crypto to escalate. We want the Hill to get off their ass and pass the Clarity Act. But this was a sweet move. So these guys, the FBI faked a crypto token for a sting. So they exposed this wash trading scheme, right, where the founders and the developers, the devs, and the people on the inside, right, they get a token, then they use a bunch of influencers and they pump and dump, and then we get left holding the bag. And this happens, the majority of the time you're seeing this, really almost all the time, it's the meme coin market, right? So they were sick of the pump and dumps. So they built a real token with a real site and even real branding. And I guess it was called NexFundAI. Now, I never saw this token because we don't really mess around with meme coins. We've tested them, so we understand them, George and I, but it's very small amounts of money, not with really the hope to necessarily make money, but to kind of see the process, right? You wanted to understand how it worked and what they would do. And if you're going to do the show, you've got to kind of you have to put your toe in the water on everything, right? And that's what we do. We study everything. George is constantly online. He's analyzing crypto. He's using AI to understand it. I'm doing the same thing. And that's the benefit you guys get for being here every Wednesday at 7 a.m., every Friday at 7 a.m. So they were sick of it. And within weeks, scammers were lining up to fake the volume for undercover agents.
Fake the volume. They wanted to fake chart painting and bot-driven trading services.
Yeah.
I mean,
this was the.
I'm going to put this up. There's no audio, so you can just talk while this video plays.
So this entire business model was all about making regular people lose money so they could profit. And what happens when these tokens start to discuss going live? The thieves come out, right? They're like, hey, if you want me to help you with, acting like there's volume, and if you want me to help you promote, give me a bunch of the original tokens before the project goes live. So I guess one of them got on a recorded call and said it out loud. Their entire business model was making regular people lose money so they could profit. And the FBI, of course, all of it on tape. 18 individuals charged, $25 million seized, arrests across 3 countries. The wildest part, the FBI ran a cleaner crypto project than half the founders out there. So they did try to do it kind of the right way, acting like it was a legitimate project because they didn't want it to have the perspective that these guys were jumping in with some other scammers. And the whole thing was a trap from day one. So the FBI's NexFundAI operation returned to focus after crypto commentators Evan Luthra and this Carl Moon shared new attention-grabbing posts about how the U.S. agents allegedly used fake Ethereum tokens to catch crypto market makers. So they created this fund, this NexFundAI, as a real, Ethereum network, an ERC20 token. And then they went all in. They used news channels and all the rest of it. This is maybe one of the craziest law enforcement operations, George, I've ever heard of, let alone in crypto history. This is a monster move, and I hope they do more of this shit because I want to drag all these scumbags out of the dark because they're hurting the market. They're hurting regular buyers. They're hurting regular people.
I mean, I've seen FBI do. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they've done some big investigations and stuff, but doing something like this with crypto or making a site and stuff. They're known for making like fake websites and stuff like this, but talking about a token that could be even traded, like, I wonder about like if all the people that just bought the token to buy the token. I mean, did they get their money back? Probably. They should, right?
They probably did. Yeah, the FBI probably said, listen, we're really sorry. We were trying to catch people. Here's your money. But so listen to this. So
This is a firm run by a Russian, right? 26-year-old Russian who bragged about it, that he built a business, fake trading volumes.
It wasn't just his firm. I'm going to make a
No, I know, but here, I want to show you a picture. Here's one of the guys getting arrested. If you notice, you look, there's an ICE agent there, an FBI agent there, and a DEA agent there.
Wow. That's an ugly arrest. You know, there's going to be a lot of superseding charges. But here's the deal. So these guys pose as the founding team, right? As the devs and the rest of it. Then they reached out to all these alleged professional market makers and said, we need you to fake our trading volume. And not one of the firms they contacted said, no, we don't do that. They also, every single firm said, oh, yes, absolutely. So I guess this GotBit, which was a firm run by this 26-year-old Russian you just saw, he publicly bragged in 2019 that he built a business faking trade volumes. His team kept internal spreadsheets with columns literally labeled fake volume versus market volume. And when asked how fast they could pump NexFundAI's volume to 1 million per day, they said 6 hours. It'll cost about $200. So $200 to make $1 million in daily trading volume.
$200 to fake 1 million. This is run by a guy who called himself the mastermind.
Wow.
Well, and he explained that, you know, the psychology of the scam on camera. I mean, psychology is involved in everything. But it's crazy. He goes, we make the chart look like it's really nice roller coaster ride. Oh, people jump in. We have to make them lose money in order to make profit. He said this on a recorded FBI video call. I mean, having the goods on somebody, he's on a call with the FBI not knowing it and a video call saying this.
I mean, I love it, but listen to this one. So
this is another one.
I want the audience to listen closely. So CLS Global, which is a Dubai-based firm, right? Their bots actually generated 98% of NexFundAI's total trading volume. Now, listen to what the FBI says to him. They asked him, they said, if they wanted to know if this company, the CLS Global, could fake sync fake volume and link it to fake news announcements. So basically they come out and say, oh, we made a big deal with Coinbase. We're going to be going live on Coinbase. And the CLS Global goes, can you link those two together and make the volume look legit? Oh, we can do that. Absolutely. You just give us the timing. What? So all those, you have to be careful. I want to warn you. There are a lot of crypto.
Well, there's more. I mean, yeah, look, this other one called ZM. What?
Okay, you go ahead. You go ahead first, then I'll do it again.
ZM Quant. They had bots executing 10 to 20 trades per minute. And this is through dozens of wallets that look organic. And they all knew it was a fraud, but all of them did it anyway. And guess what? This was all recorded too.
Now, I want to explain something. So if you go out and look around and you're looking at news articles and you like press news wires and this, sometimes the press release is fabricated by pig butchering teams, by companies like this, right? And by, you know, what these FBI agents are doing and, you know, describing is what other meme coin firms have done, and they've caught them. And some of them haven't been caught. That's where people have gotten screwed. But there are so many sites that will allow you to post an article that isn't true if you pay them. So they can make it seem like there's a bunch of stuff going on, and it shows up on BitcoinNewsHotwire.com. Looks like a legitimate site, very legitimate. Some of those are owned by meme coin fraudsters, and some of them are sites that are created just to let you post news. So you pay them, much like a press newswire, but it doesn't look like a press release. It looks like an actual news article written by an actual reporter. And that's horrible. Let's talk about the Satama, George. So let's talk about this.
Yep.
This other
it's a meme coin that hit 7.5 billion market cap. Oof, big money. The founders coordinated buys through private Telegram chats. What'd they do? They sent pump it memes. Listen to this. They sent pump it memes while manipulating price. Then what'd they do? Once the price went up, people this and that bought. They dumped on their retail investors. 7.5 billion built entirely on fake volume. Every penny of real money came from real investors who thought the momentum was organic. One of the founders left Satama and started Robu Inu.
Wow.
And used GotBit again. Another launched VZZN. Same playbook. I mean, it's crazy. Like, they'll all be getting arrested, though.
Now listen to this scumbag, this Lillian Finance, right? The founder claimed to be a defense contractor who addressed Congress. So he's claiming he's a U.S. defense contractor, which is a major crime. and he marketed his token as funding children's hospitals. And then he pocketed everything. He pumped and dumped the whole thing and took all the money. So when the FBI shut it down, they seized 25 million in one day, 18 people indicted. But you know what? If you want to read between the lines.
Wait. Indicted where? Across the US, UK, Portugal?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, but here's the big deal. I'm wondering if these guys kept books and how many people are going to now get indicted because they use these companies to pump and dump their own tokens. I'm going to guess, George, that the indictment list that's going to be created this when they start wheeling out, they start with the hub and they go outside the wheel, or they go out in or out, however they do, whatever version. I think that's going to go crazy.
I don't know, but Lance, so the CEO of Gopit, he was arrested in Portugal and extradited.
Yeah.
But he was only sentenced to 8 months plus 23 million in forfeiture. He's got money hidden somewhere. I mean, is 8 months enough to deter somebody from making millions? No. I mean, shit. I would do it, but I don't have the infrastructure.
The FBI, just for the audience, George mentioned a minute ago, they did set up a restitution portal to pay everybody back that invested in it. But I guess within 24 hours of the DOJ announcing this sting, someone cloned the FBI's exact smart contract and launched a copycat token. And they rode the viral momentum and made 127,000 in a single day. So they cloned it, made a fake project like it, because you guys have seen this, where you look up a particular token, like let's say you look up XLM and you're like, there's like 5 of them. And that's the tricky part. You have to
Wait a minute. Why would somebody clone this after the DOJ announcing this thing when people were going to see this? Why would they want to buy it?
Because maybe the news announcement was specific to the United States. I don't know.
Oh, no.
And they saw an opportunity with a high volume token, not paying attention to what was going on. Now,
well, wait.
Yeah.
There's more, though. In 2020, they said this is all hush, but in 2026, the FBI did it again. Oops, I did it again. New token called Lexabit, which led to 10 more arrests, including operators extradited from Singapore. They say IRS forensics showed that in one firm's trading, 1,209 out of 1,221 consecutive transactions went straight back to wallets the firm controlled. That's 99% circular. Oh my God. And the FBI proved that everyone in crypto suspected. Wow. Volume is fake, the charts are painted, the momentum is manufactured. So listen,
every time you buy a token, right? Every time you buy a token, because the chart looks bullish and maybe you didn't do enough research into the company backing it and all this stuff, and which is very difficult. That's why we always say the meme coins are incredibly dangerous. You might very well be the exit liquidity for all these scammers. And you really have to, pay attention to that. George, you have another clip here. Did you want to play? Did you have another one? Or just,
I don't have any clip. I played the clip.
Okay. Oh, you played the clip. That's great. I didn't know if there was another one.
Where do you see another one?
When I looked at it, I thought it was 2 different clips, but I see what it is. It just changed color. One part was yellow and the other part was gray.
Maybe you need different glasses, Lance. I don't know.
Maybe my future's so bright, I have to wear shades, though.
Is it bright?
All right. Yep. All right. So common cryptocurrency scams and how to avoid them. Yep. That's the education piece today. And why wouldn't it be? We don't want you guys to get scammed. We don't want you to get screwed.
Why not put 2 and 2 together? Why not?
Yeah. That's why you're here. We're not going to screw you. We're not going to scam you. We don't
sell anything, but
pump and dump. No, but I mean, we wouldn't even, I've been contacted by meme coin projects asking if I could pump their project. It comes into the chat and it comes into Solum Global. It comes into the Crypto Power Hour. I just tell them, no, we don't do that. Because they want pump and dumpers. They want people that have credibility. They want to take a credible show like this. And they, of course, a lot of guys will sell their soul. We just don't do it to you guys. We don't, for the most part, we talk about stores of value like Bitcoin. We talk about top projects, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Hedera Hashgraph. We talk about the ISO 2002 tokens. All right, George has segued here into a perfect segue. Common cryptocurrency scams and how to avoid them. All right, George, let's rock and roll, baby. Let's get some edumacating going on. Some edumacating.
I'm not even going to do the key takeaway. I'm just going to do my intro I put first. So cryptocurrency's core properties that including high portability, near instant global transfers, and their irreversibility of confirmed transactions, it's going to make it an attractive target for fraud. Listen, no matter where there's money involved or money can be made, no matter what it is, there's always going to be people try to come up with scam schemes. You know, they get greedy. They want money. But you have a broad range of social engineering tactics have emerged around it from, listen, decades-old scam formats adopted for digital assets. They're going to attack methods unique to blockchain networks. We're going to cover this, common types, and what you can do to stay protected. Lance was talking about it earlier from that article. We always talk about this. Social media giveaway scams. People, if it seems too good to be true, it usually is too good to be true. One of the most persistent scam formats involves fake giveaways on platforms like X. They have them on Instagram, YouTube. I haven't seen any on TikTok, but I have seen them on Instagram and X. What's a scammer do? Well, let's say Lance is a scammer. I'm just a nice, innocent person. He creates or compromises an account that appears to belong to a reputable company or a public figure. And what they do? They're going to announce that anyone who sends a small amount of crypto will receive a larger amount back. Yeah, right. Okay. The replies are typically flooded with fake accounts, like we say bot accounts, confirming they received their funds, creating a false sense of legitimacy. Now, legitimate giveaways, including any that Binance or Coinbase or any of their partners may run, will never require you to send funds first. Remember that. If you see this pattern, it's a scam. You even have some related tactics include fake airdrop scams, where users are asked to connect their wallets to malicious sites or sign fraudulent transactions to claim a free token distribution. I'm telling you, nothing in life is free. No such thing. Now, this is one of Lance's favorites. I'm going to let him talk about it because he always talks about the pig butchering. I'm going to let you do the pig butchering part because that's you like that. Well, you like to expose it, I should say.
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, I there's one thing I've never liked with bullies and scammers, right? You have to be a man of integrity. Your handshake should matter, and pig butchering is awful. It plays on people's emotions. So this is one of the fastest growing and highest loss scam categories in crypto. So, of course, this name refers to the practice of fattening up a victim, right? You're emotionally, and you're talking to them and you're communicating through chats and emails, right? Not on the cell phone, not on the phone. And a victim over time before they extract the funds. So it typically begins on a dating app or a social media platform, although it can come through email, it can come through messaging, right? Services. So a scammer makes contact and they spend days or weeks building trust, right? They build up a rapport. So if you go to a website and you're looking at I don't know if there's any legitimate cloud mining companies out there. There may be, but I'm going to say that I bet you that 95% of all cloud mining is a scam. It's really come out to the forefront. If you go on any of the chat rooms, you can find cloud mining and go ask, is cloud mining legitimate? You'll find hundreds, if not thousands of posts of people that have gotten screwed. So they'll do this and they'll start to develop a report with you, and they may say, and then they might introduce an investment opportunity. So the victim is kind of guided to transfer funds to this fake trading platform that maybe mimics the interface of a legitimate exchange. They might say one that even just designed to resemble a DeFi scam protocol or licensed brokerage. They might put a fake address that looks like a big firm in the UK in a big building. And they are getting extremely sophisticated. A lot of this stuff is run out of Asia. And they use a lot of human trafficking to kind of to work it, right? Because they need social media, they need news, and they will create literally hundreds of news articles that look legitimate, posting on those sites that I told you about earlier in the show. So the platform may even show artificial profits so they can encourage further deposits so that your console, you'll put money in and it looks like you're making money. And they'll be like, then they'll send you promotions and you'll see stuff that if you go to a higher level, you'll make more money. If you do more often. And then, of course, when the victim tries to withdraw, they're typically told that you got to pay a fee to withdraw or you owe taxes before the withdrawal can be processed. Now, those additional payments are all stolen along with your original capital. Or they might say to you, you violated one of our rules. If you don't pay this, then you're going to lose all your money. It's all in your agreement. So the warning signs, okay? Unsolicited contact from strangers, those text messages in WhatsApp, your regular phone, that pivot to investments topics. You go into websites and they're really supportive in the chat. Oh yeah, we're here to help you. What can we do? They'll try to get all the information up front. They want your cell phone, they want your email, and you may get unwillingly, you might get some news that looks like, wow, they're right. This thing looks like it's really good. So they'll pressure you to use specific platforms you're not familiar with. They'll request you to pay fees before you can withdraw funds. They're going to tell you that you've accrued penalties because you didn't follow the rules. You should have done this, this, and this. You have to complete so many contracts, and it's all bullshit. So these pig butchering things are incredibly sophisticated, and they prey on our greed. They prey on your social contact. All right, but don't forget AI. Yeah, we warn you about it. Now listen, AI is super powerful. It's a very positive thing if you use it the right way, but it's also incredibly dangerous. Huh, George?
AI is always dangerous. I want to just, when we're talking about, some people might have not understand so much like the scams, the pig butchering. Yeah. So you remember when there was like dating sites and could be a woman or a man who's lonely, who lost a loved one and they're vulnerable, and you have these scammers. Could be if a guy is lonely and a woman's scammer or woman's lonely, where they tell him all the right things and show him all the right things until they get him to start dating and then get him to marry, and they just scam him at all the money. It's typically like the same thing. It's just this, scammers are evolving to different things using crypto. I mean, if you look at AI and the possibilities, what AI is doing now, and we're just in the beginning of it. You can create a person, I don't know, an actor or politician or sports figure. You can create somebody, and all of a sudden they can be saying, "Oh, go buy this and that." I mean, it's the AI generated content they're impersonating so many different things. It's crazy. Sometimes it's hard to even notice. They're not creating, they're convincing video or audio using deep fake technology, cloning the voice and likeliness of executives, celebrities, anybody. They're even using AI to, they'll get a voice if you have a kid, maybe in school or wherever, they'll clone his voice and they'll call up saying that, they got kidnapped, don't call nobody, go get this money, go from the account. And you think it's your kid on the phone. You don't know. You should always have like some kind of safe word or something between you and your kids so you know it's real or fake. But I mean, this is where we're headed. It's crazy. If you receive unsolicited message about a crypto opportunity from any account, regardless of who it claims to be, verify it independently through official channels before you take any action. There's a lot of ways you can verify stuff. You just look. You can even sometimes ask AI to verify it. They'll verify it. How does AI generate? You'll see what I see all the time, and this isn't just not with crypto. This is across anything, dating, anything. Oh, here's my WhatsApp number. Here's my Telegram number. Yeah. Don't do it. Most 99.9% of the time, it's fake. I mean, sadly, but true. But I mean, if you're in an app, why can't you just message back and forth? And most apps have DMs. They want you to take you out of that. They want to take you somewhere different out of that scenario. So don't fall for it. Another big thing, Lance, is pyramid and Ponzi schemes. They both promise high returns and are sustained by new participant funds rather than genuine business activity. So meaning, all these people invested into this fund, right? In order for whoever's running this scheme to give money to those investors, he's got to bring new investors in, and it just keeps circling over. It's like a circle. You always have to constantly bring it in. Bernie Madoff is hopefully people know who that is. That was your big Ponzi scheme. And they're all around. So it's not only falls of crypto, it's everywhere, but crypto is new, it's emerging, and they're finding ways to do that. I mean, it's crazy. If you look at it in the context of a blockchain, schemes including OneCoin, BitConnect, and Plus Token, they were found to be large-scale Ponzi operations. When BitConnect collapsed in 2018, it caused an estimated $2.4 billion in losses. Plus Token defrauded users of approximately $2 billion. Oh my God! Before its operators were arrested.
So guaranteed or unusually high returns are always a red flag, particularly when the platform's revenue model is unclear. Don't be worried about fear of missing out on this and that. Always protect yourself. Like, if it's too good to be true, 99.999% of the time, it usually is. Now, Lance, next one is fake mobile app. They just did that. What was it? The Ledger? Like, that's like a prime example right there. Go ahead, take it.
And look, you guys, building an app has gotten easier because of AI, but building an app, it's always had the thing that we all count on, right? When you download an app and it's in the Apple store.
That's the hard part, though. Usually it's supposed to be, you can build an app, but getting it into the stores, that's supposed to be the difficult part if you're fake. But go ahead.
That is exactly what I was getting ready to point out. We all count on the fact that Apple did the homework and vetted it for us. We all count on the fact that Android, if they've got it in the store, know that it's not a scam and it's the legitimate company. Like, if the Big Wing Show had an app, we don't need an app, but if we had one in there, and it was approved, you would assume that, okay, this must be the authentic Big Mig app, so this must be okay. And, Apple screwed the pooch on the Ledger app. So you got these malicious apps, designed to steal crypto, designed to steal your credentials, your logins, your seed phrases. And now we've got them appearing on official app stores alongside legitimate software. And of course, they mimic the logos, they mimic the interface of well-known wallets or exchanges closely enough. Of course, why wouldn't you get deceived? And these are, if you're not paying close attention, this kind of things happen. And I think this is a big deal because you're talking about this is a real common scam, and more of it's happening. So kind of going through it, like a user, you're going to deposit to an address shown by this fake app, and the funds are sent to a wallet controlled by the scammer. So you think you're putting it into Ledger, and this is what happened to people. They lost $9 million in the scam. And then poof, it's gone. Now, Apple figured it out because people said, I've logged in this app, but is Apple going to refund the money? I don't know. They should be responsible because they certified the app in their app store. So, they say the safer approach is to download apps only from links on the official website of the service, but you got to be careful, right? Because cloning websites, cloning apps has gotten extremely sophisticated.
Wait, what did you say? Download apps? What?
What they're recommending is you should download the apps. If you're going to download an app, if you really want the Ledger app, you would only download it from the approved Ledger proven website.
Well, yeah, but people still because there's a fake Ledger website that they didn't even know that too.
I was just saying that.
Yeah.
I was saying exactly that. The problem you guys we've got is that AI allows you, it used to be very, very expensive to clone an app, right? To copy an app and build your own version of it or approved version of it. And it's not anymore. So more and more of this is going to happen. So the safest approach is to download these apps only from links on the official websites of the services you want to use, but you still have to be extremely careful. This is going to get worse and worse and worse. So I think that I don't know how they're going to fix it unless maybe there's going to be some integration of full blockchain on apps and some kind of an authority that certifies them. I don't know, George. I don't know what the answer is for this.
I don't know either. I mean, maybe more protocols from the Apple store, from the Apple and Google store to actually, if it's from, let's say, Ledger or Coinbase or whoever it is, to contact the company to make sure it's legit. Like this, you can always put more protocols in. I know it's tough, but this is where maybe these big tech companies relying on AI to approve stuff where it could falter and you need human level people to do it. But I mean, another big one is the phishing scams. And phishing attacks, they impersonate legitimate services they'll try to extract login credentials, personal information, or seed phrases. Now, this is big with crypto. I mean, it's big across everything. I get fake support emails from Facebook. And I know they're fake because I'll check the address where it's coming from, and I know it's not a fake email address, but you'll click on it and it'll say, what's your username? I mean, my username. They want to know certain questions like, log in and password. No, shouldn't have to. You can just do right from your Facebook app. You shouldn't have to go extra things. That's what it is. But I mean, now it's crossing over to crypto. It's been crossing over. I mean, even people in exchanges have fallen victim to this, unfortunately. because they just see the email. They're not really taking your time. And all of a sudden, boom, this is how they've got into some exchanges because a person working at the exchange clicked on this and they were able to sneak them with their malware in. You can click on something and all the next thing you know, malware is coming into your computer without even knowing. And I mean, this is a problem. They said Telegram was easily getting information. People were like through the back channels or something. I mean, if you see Lance, Discord. I mean, Discord had some issues. They didn't know what it was, but it came out to be somehow they got hacked with some information.
Yeah, and Discord, you know, there's a lot of platforms where a lot of tech people hang out. Discord's one of them. GitHub's another one, which, you know, it's a repository for code. And I think, you know, you have to look at what's going on over on these platforms, because you have to realize wherever there's a big community of people, there's going to be nefarious actors. And I think, you know, George.
Well, there's one common rule, Lance.
What's that? One
core rule. This is a very important rule. Applies to any phishing attempts. No legitimate service will ever ask you for your crypto wallet, seed phrase, or private key. Remember that. That's a very important statement.
You know, but again, my opinion, right, is that they also are probably using analyzing, trying to use victims. You know, a lot of people prey on older people, right, because they're not as sophisticated in the crypto world. They prey on older people for insurance scams, or hey, this is AARP, and I need you to send over your next payment. You're past due. I'm saying that this is going to get more and more troublesome, and it's going to be a problem if you're just kind of willy-nilly not paying attention. George is very good. I sometimes miss things. George is very, very untrusting of all kinds of stuff online because he's better at tech than I am. He's a better tech guy. And that's the problem, right? You might get rushed. Now, I'm trying to be more and more careful. A lot of times I'll take the exact website, I'll take whatever, and I'll dump it in it. I say, is this legitimate? And, you know, and I'll even forward emails to George and say, this looks like bullshit to me, but you tell me, you know, because I don't want to avoid it, because we get tons of email and you never know what it is. But I won't click on a link in an email. I won't. There's like all kinds of things that I won't do anymore because I don't want to take a chance. I don't want to be scammed. It's hard enough to make money in this economy. You guys have to be vigilant. Situational awareness. So, you know, they ask for these phrases. You know, you want to contact the service. When you get one of these fake emails or one of these reach outs, you want to contact the service directly. You want to use contact details published on their official site. You don't want to, you know, use the email that was just come in the email. You know, additional precautions include checking URLs. And George is very good at this. Check where the email came from. It might say Coinbase.ca. something, and it's a foreign country that has nothing to do with Coinbase. It looks legitimate if you look at it quickly, but it's not the true Coinbase.com website. George will say, well, who sent it? You know, immediately that's the first thing he asks. It's his first layer of defense. And 99% of the time he's right. You look at the sent and you're like, oh yes. And I'll even say that now I look because of him. And I'm telling you, that's the thing, because they'll register near identical domain names, right? They might register Binance.com and they'll use two N's, or Binance.com is written with one N. And if you look at it fast, you might miss the second end. You know, if you're not careful, of course, bookmarking frequently visited exchange URLs rather than relying on search engines, because these guys are good at getting this stuff to the top of the search engines. You might be on there and you're going through the Google Ads stuff and you go down to where the real search engine part is, and you're like, oh, Binance. But maybe you didn't catch the extra N, and maybe they were just good at getting optimization on the search engine. And, you know, not all the websites out there are vetted by the Googles and the Braves or the DuckDuckGoes or Yahoo. It doesn't work like that. All right, you know, I guess we've kind of covered pump and dump, but maybe George, let's just do a little refresher course here.
Well, Lance. All right, we'll do it. I was going to go to the questions for you, but okay, we'll do it. Not every scam involves a direct theft. Remember this, pump and dump. Some will rely on influencers or paid promoters creating artificial hype around a project to drive up prices before insiders sell their holdings. And what I mean by this, you could have a real social media person. I'm not going to say names because he's done it a few times. I don't know why people still even listen to him. We'll be hyping up some coin or whatever and get up in volume, and then they're just dumping it, and boom, all of a sudden you're out of your money. So just because he's an actor or influencer, says it doesn't mean it's true. So there are a lot of ones. I mean, the Haktua token. Remember that one? She's a chick.
That was
became famous for a little phrase she said. All right, cool, good for her. I'm happy for her. But I guess people, I don't know, talked her into making a token called Haktua, having her promote and stuff. Allegedly, her not knowing what their real intentions were. They wanted to build up the volume and all of a sudden dump it and take away the money. They didn't find her I don't think she was held accountable or at fault because I don't think it seems like she truly didn't know. But I'm not there for all the inside information. But that's what pretty much it is. But Lance, here's my question. We're gonna do a little Q&A right now, bro. I think it worked well last week. We got great feedback.
I didn't study. I was down drinking before, so
there's no grades. You're not gonna grade. The great thing about this is you can always go back and watch this segment.
Yeah. Sorry,
Lance, how can I tell if a social media giveaway is a scam?
Oh man,
think hard.
And they're getting better and better.
Take a second.
My guess here is that when you get a giveaway that asks for funding first, when you get some kind of a giveaway that says to enter or to do this, I think legitimate giveaways don't do that. And I think when they're coming from like reputable people, Binance or otherwise. In fact, George caught one. I looked at something. I said, "Hey man, you know anything about this?" They were saying that X was issuing a token, and it had a bunch of bonuses in it. Now George is like, "I don't know, man, this account," and he started looking at the handles. And X has had a pattern of giving people blue check marks because they pay, letting them register.
You can pay as long as you pay. Get a blue check mark. Yeah, I looked at their website and I noticed through not a back end, but through pop up and stuff that was coming up in Russian language. Huh?
Right. So you want to look carefully at the account,
Russians.
Right? You want to look at the handles. You want to do research without ever providing any kind of interest, right? Because a lot of times they're going to promise you some really big returns. Now there are big returns in crypto, real world asset interest, and that if you stake a real crypto company originally, you might get some extra crypto. There are some big offers, but you got to get to the bottom of them. So I think it's one of those things. Take your time. Your money was hard earned. It's hard to bring $1 that you made down into your savings account. By the time you go to the grocery store and you buy gas or you pay for your mortgage or you take your honey out for dinner, to get that into your savings account, it's not easy. So think about the time it took you to get there and then make sure that you've done a little extra work.
Okay. Right. Well, Lance, what should I do if someone asks me for my seed phrase, bro?
Tell them to F off.
Pretty much. Keep it simple, right? Just don't give it out.
Simple, like, oh, hell no.
All right. That's as simple as it gets. You shouldn't need no more than that. Never give it out. I don't care who's asking. All right.
I saw a post. I got to share this. I saw a post with some kind of a scam that was going on. A guy put up a snapshot and he said, yeah, I'll send the seed phrase right over. And he wrote out a sentence like, "Go F yourself, you scam." The words were like, when you added them up, it was a really nasty, they were in, like you did it like it was an actual seed phrase in little blocks and all. And when you read the sentence, it was pretty much like, you're full of shit and go, F yourself and your mom. But it was a funny post.
Go ahead. Funny. All right. You were just talking about this. Let's see if you remember. I'm going to say you do. How do I verify that a crypto app is legitimate before downloading it?
All right. Number one, you're going to have to identify. This is easy because we just did this, so I can cheat on this one. I didn't run any crypto.
There's no cheating. There's no cheating.
I didn't have to run any crypto. Let me look at my cheat sheet. No, I didn't have to do that. So you're going to navigate to the official website, right? You're going to make sure you're on the official website of the service. You're going to want to use, follow their link to the App Store listing rather than searching the App Store directly. You're going to want to find the link and you're going to look for the app on their legitimate site. You're going to check who published it, right? I think you should, carefully, check it against the official website, the publisher. Read all the recent reviews because the reviews are hard to fake in Apple. They keep a real eye on that because they don't want people doing that. And be cautious if the app is just brand new with no reviews, right? Or has a bunch of limited download history despite claiming to be a major platform. Because let's face it, if Kraken or Binance or Coinbase, or any of the big websites, Ripple or anything else is saying they've got an app, it's going to be relatively popular fast because a lot of people own those tokens. They own those projects. It's going to have a lot of volume. So you're going to see all sorts of reviews and all kinds of stuff. So if it's brand new and there's nothing there, Buyer beware.
Yeah, buyer beware. Okay, this is my last question, Lance. If you don't get this right, because I let you do that segment because I know you're fond of exposing this, but I have a lot of faith in you. What are the warning signs of pig butchering scam?
Ah, man. So, look.
That bitch up. Good.
Listen. A lot of them are going to claim relationships with all these major firms. If they get to the point, you go look at the website, it's going to say that they've got deals with Kraken, Binance, Coinbase, Ripple. None of it's true. They might have an address in with a real registration in a company like Dubai or the UK or the US. And you're going to think, wow, what they're a real company here. And you're going to look up the information and they're legit. But those are just like you can go down to the Secretary of State and register a business. And they'll get they'll list an address. Sometimes you look and it's a home residence. It's not even a legitimate, but sometimes it'll be this big commercial looking building. You go to Google, like, wow, this looks like a real building. It's all bullshit. And then the ones that aren't like that, they'll be unsolicited contacts from complete strangers. They're going to build trust. They might even go into chat rooms or groups that you're in and then kind of start, talking to you like, hey, dude, what's up? And then they're going to introduce it and they're going to say, man, I just got this investment opportunity. I don't know. I don't, it's going really well for me, but I don't know. What do you think? They'll act like they're just kind of presenting something like they're pals. Then they're going to say, well, I only use this trade platform. You haven't heard of it, but it's the only one that I really trust, and you won't be able to independently verify that. And then they'll say, well, man, listen, don't show this to anybody, but here's a screen capture of my profits. Which, of course, you're like, wow, dude, you're making a lot of money with them. But of course, go ahead and try to withdraw that money, and they're going to give you egg foo young, baby. You're going to get nothing. They're going to tell you violated the terms of service, you haven't been there long enough, or they're going to say you got to pay the tax, you got to pay a withdrawal fee, and you need to pay the withdrawal fee up front, and then you'll get all the money back. But we got to have the withdrawal fee first. We can't release any money. And then they'll start getting shitty with you, and they'll say all kinds of things, and you're going to call them names. You're going to get angry. And then you're going to try to get help. You're going to go to all these platforms, the FBI and everything else, and you're going to send them all the information, and you know what's going to happen? Nada. Because they're getting thousands of these complaints, and there are not the groups that are analyzing it, Interpol and all the big law, they're just not doing anything. You won't even hear back from them. They'll say, oh, yeah, well, I don't know if we have the bandwidth to look at this. So if any of these apply to you, or you're talking to somebody right now, stop engaging. Report them to the main companies that they say that they're doing stuff with. Report the websites. Do whatever you can to just disrupt them. You can go put comments on Discord. You can do all kinds of things. But just back away. It's not important enough for their hard-earned dollars. So, out of these crypto scams, they're all going to continue to grow. They're going to get more and more sophisticated. They're going to use AI tools. Which is going to, of course, make these fraudsters, they're going to be able to operate at a scale with a level of professionalism and personalization. It was never possible before. There wasn't a tool to do it. If you had to build a website, and even if you were decent at building websites, it was going to be really complicated. So I think the common thread across all these scams is just every scam type. It doesn't matter whether there's a fake giveaway, a pig butchering, a phishing, pressure or urgency. All the offers seem almost impossible and unusually attractive. And approaching any of these unsolicited opportunities, I'm telling you, you better do it with caution, and you better verify everything, the contacts, the official channels, the websites, and never give out your seed phrases. Never give out your login credentials. Never, log in with us right now. We're going to share screen with you, and go ahead and log in, and we're going to walk you through how to do this. Never do any of that stuff, because I guarantee you, if that's the route it's going, you're in serious trouble. Your money is gone, baby, gone. All right, Crypto Power Hour is out of time. If you love the show, hit the follow button. Get over to Solum Global on X. Follow them. Go to the solum.global website. Check it out. They make the show all possible. Go to the Crypto Power Hour. Follow us. Now we're on Rumble, YouTube, and Locals. Give us a follow on all those. And we're on a bunch of the major podcast platforms. Do that. And at the end of the day, we love you guys. Follow G. Ballantine, Lance Migliaccio on The Big Mig Show. And if you'd like to be on the show as a guest, info@thebigmig.com, and maybe we'll hit you back up if we're interested in what you can provide to our audience. And thanks for tuning in. George, last words, bro.
Yeah, have a good day. It's Friday. Have a blessed weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend, actually, so have fun out there.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Picnics, barbecues, beach, whatever you're doing, lakes. Have fun. Hopefully we'll see you at 11 a.m. for The Big Mig Show. Peace.
Are you ready to stand up for your community and support your local sheriff? Join the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association and become a vital member of the Sheriff's Citizens Posse. At CSPOA.org, we empower citizens like you through weekly webinars, arming you with the knowledge to back your constitutional county sheriff. Together, we can uphold our Constitution and ensure liberty and justice for all. Your community needs you now more than ever. Visit CSPOA.org and join the Sheriff's Citizens Posse today. Make a difference. Stand for freedom. That's CSPOA.org. Your country, your fight, your future.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom, and you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies, ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
Hi folks, I'm here today to introduce you to the Prepper Bar from PrepperBar.com, the most unique precious metals product we have seen in a long time. These 62-gram bars are perforated and easily broken down into your choice of 3 different sizes to fit a multitude of needs. Whether it be from asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or its unique utility for barter and trade, the Prepper Bar makes a perfect gift for all the precious metal lovers out there. Exclusively made here in the USA and selling out fast. Available in both gold and silver, these slim Prepper Bars fit neatly in your wallet, and their utility enables use in any situation.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on Earth, these canine units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit WarriorDogFoundation.org.